Addiction is not a death sentence.
You are now about to witness the greatest show on earth.
Music in Mayhem.
Music in Mayhem.
I'm Manny Vitale.
It's Skylar Ray, baby.
This is Music in Mayhem.
Well, evidently that was still queued up from last night. But hey, that's all right. That was the new intro that my brother Skylar Ray put together for us for our show, Music in Mayhem. But this right now is just me. This is just me, Manny Vitale, host of My Fight or War, and co-host of Music in Mayhem with my brother Skylar Ray. But like I said, evidently that was queued up for last night's show. And but hey, you can never I'd love it, man. So thank you, Skylar, for that. And hope you guys are having a good day. We're having some fun here in Detroit. We had some snow roll in here last night, this morning. So got up to see that. And I love snow, man. I know a lot of people that are, not into it as much. And hey, whatever, man. It's all good. But for me, get to throw that truck in 4-wheel drive, have a little bit of fun, and enjoy it. So make the most of it. That's what I did. And just kind of getting things together here. There's so much going on, man. It's just sometimes I just sit here and Wonder Dog Susie maybe make an appearance. She's eyeballing things here. But there's so much going on. And it's just kind of funny because I'll sit here and kind of just take a little step back and just look at the things that are happening in my life. And it's just incredible. And, you hear things sometimes, you hear these quotes from people saying, if you want something bad enough, just go for it. And, like for me, I say it all the time, man, if you can dream it, you can do it. And the only limits we have are the limits we put on ourselves. I mean, it goes on and on. And it's not easy when you have, but it's, it shouldn't be, man. If you've got something that you care about so much, something that you want, and it means that much to you, if it came easy, you really wouldn't appreciate it. I mean, that's just my feelings. If everything was just handed to you. And that's how I feel about all this, everything. My Fight or War, Music in Mayhem, doing Joey Beck is in the house. Joey, thank you for popping on, brother. Appreciate you. It's just talking about our show last night with my brother Matt Keenan and Scott. I'm sorry, man. I've got so much shit going on in here. My brother Skylar Ray with our guest Matt Keegan was our special guest on last night. I'm telling you, man. Here I am talking about everything going on, and I literally have these pages going through stuff between My Fight or War, the show, the podcast, the guests coming on that show, Music in Mayhem with Skylar Ray, and the guests and the people are coming on that show. Flying out to New York tomorrow morning to our studio in New York to do interviews and shows in New York in person that we do out there with our producer, Matt Cronin. So I've got blender brain. So bear with me, man. Kalisha, you talk about some incredible people, man. Joey, Kalisha, thank you. Kalisha, check her out at Pine Case Podcast, man. Her at Calico and the amazing stuff they're doing over there. I never get tired of seeing you, man. Oh man, Kalisha, it was insane. Like I said, it was me and Skylar Ray, like usual on Wednesdays, and Matt Keegan was nice enough to come on and spend some time with us and share some stories. And he's actually going to be coming on My Fight or War to share his stories as well. Also, I hooked up with Benjamin, and he's coming on there. Excuse me. Oh man, I swear to God, I've been getting this damn. I've got this issue with my throat, my vocal cords. Every now and then, it's just start to lose my freaking voice, and it's just, it's not that I'm sick or anything like that, but it's just like, but anyways, what was I saying before I started choking it all over the mic? Oh, last night. Yeah, it was insane. It turned into just a lot of intensity, a lot of fun, and that's why, I came up with the name Music and Mayhem. Um, and that's what it exactly turned out to be. And Matt was awesome, sharing some stuff, and him and Skylar just dropped a new song that's incredible. Benjamin Lerner came on. Benjamin's gonna be on the show sharing. I mean, he just dropped some song with Matt Keegan, and also him and Skylar are back and forth, just trying to keep up with everybody, especially, yeah, I am this old dude, man, but the new kid on the block when it comes to social media, um, I'm just having a ball. And I am so appreciative of uh, the situation that I'm in and the circle that I'm in right now with these individuals and just amazing talent. Um, to trust me enough to allow me in is very humbling, and it's something that I don't take lightly, and I appreciate it. And I will do everything on my end as a host of a show to do what I do, and that's bring these guys on and just make them shine. I mean, they do that on their own, but there's so much about them that I'm finding out that a lot of these guys are very humble, and they don't like to talk about themselves and stuff, but there's so much to their backstory, and it all started that first time when Skylar came on the show, and for me, like me and Matt and Skylar were talking last night, and it was just I thought it was kind of funny. Here's Skylar Ray and Matt Keegan. I mean, you're getting the top of the food chain, man. Uh, and with these guys talking about how nervous they get, and then even reaching out to other people that they feel like they're not on the level to, and I'm just sitting there laughing, and I didn't mean any disrespect towards it. And I finally cut in. I'm like, sorry guys, but here you are, you're Skylar Ray, you're Matt Keegan, and you guys are sitting here talking, and it just shows you that this is a very humble group of individuals who are big names in the music industry here and just continue to climb, but still have that very humble way about them. And it just shows a lot. And that's like I told him, I said, I get to know these people on a different level. And when you come on My Fight or War, we talk about some pretty horrific stuff, man. When you're talking about addiction, mental health issues, and everything, and and it's very humbling, these stories. And I found, because I said from day one, man, listen, I am not a counselor. I don't have degrees hanging on my walls and diplomas and shit. I'm not a counselor, life coach, peer coach. No, I'm one of you. I've been out there. I damn near died numerous times. I've been shot, stabbed, organ failure, sepsis, my appendix burst, on and on and on. The drugs, alcohol damn near killed me on more than one occasion. So I'm one of you, and I can relate to a lot of the stories. So when I'm hearing a lot of these guys, you know, if you don't, like with King Handsome when he came on, hearing his music, people, they know him, they know his music. But when I heard his backstory, I'm like, everyone loves you already, man, because you're a good dude, man. But your music's incredible. But if they knew all this backstory on you, as far as stuff that you got going on, and I go, that's your call, man. I mean, if someone wants to share, they share. If they don't, they don't. We don't pressure you when you come on the show. And he came on, and just the stories, man, my phone, the posts, the comments just blew up. And it was like a lot of it was, we knew or we know that King Handsome's this incredible rapper, artist, and all that, but we didn't know all this other stuff that he's gone through. And it's like, well, he's human, man, just like us. But I mean, just because he doesn't talk about it, he's gone through a lot of shit that could have made him go on a different path and a downward spiral. And instead, King Handsome's as tough as they come, and he fought and he clawed his way, and he's on his way up that mountain, man. I'm so proud of him, and I'm so proud to call these guys family and my brothers and sisters, man. It means everything to me. And so that's just, I like I told Matt Keegan and Skyler, I said, it's just funny that you guys are on this level and you still find it a little bit intimidating. Well, think how I feel. the new guy here, and I'm seeing you guys, and I'm like, well, shit, these guys don't even know who I am. And this is when I first started. I started my fight 2 years ago, but I only started doing shows about a year ago. And I go, you know what? Screw that. The only way to know is to, let them know who I am. And just because I, haven't been around as a lot of these hosts from all these other shows, you know what? My name is going to be just as important. My story is going to be up there and told just as it's the same as theirs. And that's not being cocky or arrogant or narcissistic. That's just being real. I mean, why should I put myself at a lower level just like anyone else? We all have our names. It's just as important as someone else's name. We all have a story that's as important as someone else's story. It just so happens, some of these people are on a platform, whether they're, entertainers, athletes, actors, whatever it is. And when you come on this show, you're going to be treated with the same respect as someone who is on whatever show, status, job, occupation, platform. You know, everyone deserves respect, and that's what you're going to get. So, yeah, like I told Matt, I said, well, like my dad said before he left this world, son, if you don't ask, the answer is always no. So I don't stop asking. As Kalisha knows, uh, I made a comment on her show and said, I don't have all the answers, but I'll never stop asking the fucking questions. So, and they even made a reel. So thanks. Okay. Let's see. I saw we got Joey. Okay. We got Kalisha. Just want to see if I missed something. Oh, I don't know if it's because Valentine's Day is coming up, but our crisis line was busy yesterday. Yeah, when it comes up to holidays, even though this is a Hallmark holiday, but like with Christmas and some of these holidays, you find where it's the happiest time of the year. And I worked ER as an ER tech, working as a police officer. Man, you're working Christmas, and you see some horrific stuff and some very sad things because not everyone has someone, not everyone has family. And you come to any holiday and other people around you are all reaching out saying how happy and lovely and great their life is. And here we are sometimes sitting there just miserable as can be. So, thank God you're there, Kalisha. God bless you, Calico, and everyone else in your amazing family. And yes, reach out to your family, reach out to your friends, say hi, how you doing? And not just on holidays, every day. Every day that we wake up is a holiday. Every day that we wake up is a blessing. And just think of all of our family and friends who didn't make it because of addiction, mental health issues, who are no longer here. Um, so reach out, man. It only takes a minute. Hey, how you doing? Just thinking about you. You know what? Why? Because you matter. That's why. Didn't take long. Say it. Let them know you feel. And then if they do need help, reach out and words are great, but action's better, folks. I don't know if you've ever watched Benjamin. Yes. Um, and it's just beautiful, humble. Yeah. In fact, I talked to Benjamin yesterday, but we were messaging back and forth because Benjamin's coming out. He was on the post the whole time. That shows you the type. I mean, here he is, Benjamin Lerner, man. I mean, when I say I've been truly blessed by having these guys on, I mean, it started with Skylar Ray. I mean, if you're going to go big, right? Go big or go home. So I was like, I'm going big. So I started with Skylar Ray, and he sit there and he could have said no when he's like, he could have said, who the hell is Manny Vitale? My fight or war. But by me coming on here all the time and shoving my face down people's throats and my fight, our war, and our mission, and what we do and our show, by the grace of God, this has been working, and I appreciate it. So when I did reach out to Skylar, he popped right on, man. He goes, I'd love to. And we did the show, and it went amazing. And I reached out to him the next day. I said, listen, we got something here. Bam, lo and behold, Music and Mayhem. So what do we do next? Oh, I don't know. Let's just kind of sit around, do nothing. No, we started pushing the envelope even more. And who do we get? Kalichi. Kalichi comes on the show. And he's going to be coming on My Fight, Our War. When I get back from New York, we're going to be hitting up and getting some dates together. So you'll be seeing Kalichi coming on. Matt Keegan, Benjamin Lerner. And that means, I tell you what, just be able to say that, those names, and then being able to say and associate with them on a personal level it means a lot to me. It really does. And I appreciate you guys. Love you. And that means a world to me. Mr. Positive. I tell you, check out Mr. Positive. We're everywhere. You can't miss him. The man is on the radio nationally. Check out Mr. Positive. Check out Gregory's page and show him some love as well. Danny Gibson, my man. I'm doing good, brother. Thank you and Katie for everything always. You guys are amazing. Appreciate you guys coming on. And we are good. We're good because you're here part of the show with us. And when the family's together, things are good. And definitely looking forward to this weekend. Not sure how many shows I'm doing. Every 6 weeks, we fly to New York. G and her and Matt Cronin, who's our editor, our producer, and our editor, line up in-person interviews, and they fly out, or they wherever they're from, come to our studio in Connecticut, and we do in-person shows and interviews, and it goes real well. Everything's professionally produced and edited by Matt Cronin. I got the family there from Connecticut now. My brother Ian Bick and AJ Galante, Coach Dave, Coach Tony, Anthony Morrissey, and his amazing wife, Tracy, Mimi, and her kids, a wonderful family that I'm so blessed now to be part of their foundation, the Brian Cody Brothers and Sisters Foundation, that I am very honored to say I'm a part of as well now. And I'm looking forward to being part of the very big event they're having the end of August. It's going to be big. I'm flying down there with OGs going, Skylar Ray, Kayla, King Handsome. We're trying to work out some details for possibly Matt Keegan, possibly Benjamin Lerner, some other people. I can't speak for them, but we're just throwing some names out here for possibilities. Nothing's written in stone. For sure right now, it's going to be, like I said, I'm going to be there, Skylar, Kayla, King Handsome, and I'm not sure who else. I know a lot of names are floating around, but who's committed, who hasn't. Once I find out, I will definitely let everyone know, but it is going to be one crazy weekend because Skylar gets there, I think the 24th, we fly in the 26th, and we do a bunch of shows between the 24th or the 30th. We're going to be doing shows in the studio, possibly do a music video in the studio for Skylar and Kayla. And there's so many things that are just be thrown up in the air right now. Since we're going to all be together, we're trying to do everything at once, plus do the event with Coach Tony and the Brian Cody Brothers and Sisters Foundation as well. And then we're flying out together on the 31st or something like that. And then me and OG had to fly back to Detroit, take a layover about an hour or so, then fly to Oregon to do the next day to do the Hands Across the Bridge in Vancouver, Washington, with Sunshine and everybody there in Washington. So much has happened in such a short time. And like I said, for me to actually be in the mix with all of these amazing men and women and these extremely talented individuals, I just sit there sometimes because I look at some of the flyers and I look at some of the stuff and I just kind of laugh. And, especially when I see my name and my face on some of this stuff, it's just like, this is such a blessing. And then again in June, we're flying to Huntsville, Alabama to go to Athens, Alabama for my sister Lori and their event they're having in June. And we've got the flyer on the page, so check out the flyer for Lori. A lot of stuff. Calico, how you doing, Calico? And when we get back from New York, Calico, me and you are going to hook up and chit chat about some stuff with Music and Mayhem. So looking forward to that. Just a lot of stuff going on, man, and it's amazing. Laundry Lives. I tell you, the first time I saw it, I was just like, what? And then I mean, it took me like all of 10 seconds, if that. And I was just like, he's coming on the show, man. I mean, because when I started doing podcasts, started doing shows, I've never done this in my life. I just started a year ago. Started this. I didn't do public speaking. I never took any classes for social media, broadcasting, any of this, radio, nothing. And in fact, when I would have to get up and talk to people, it would rarely ever happen. But I remember the last time before I started doing this, I had to get up in front of a couple people at work who I happened to know for like 10 years. They were good friends of mine. And there was only like maybe 3 or 4 of them that were in this other department that I had to do an in-service on this piece of equipment that I could have done blindfold and half in my sleep. I knew it so forward and backwards, inside out, but I just had to do this quick in-service, which meant I had to get up and speak in front of these 4 friends. As soon as I got up there, I started hyperventilating, started sweating. I was on, and I just had anxiety, man. I remember thinking that day, man, there's no way I could ever, talk in front of people or be on camera or any of that shit. Well, never say never. Because now, as you guys know that know me, I go live all the time. And I've been very blessed to be involved in a lot of different events and speaking engagements. And by the grace of God upstairs, man, evidently I'm doing something right because, I've been getting a good response and I just try to be me. And that's one thing when I started doing the show, I had some people trying to give me advice about do this, do that. And I'm not the smartest guy in the room, but I'm not the dumbest. And the one thing I always knew is I wasn't going to put on some front and be something that I wasn't. And I said that from day one, 2 years ago, when I started my fight or war. I said, listen, man, I'm not going to sugarcoat shit. This is who I am. This is what I do. This is the way I'm going to run my platform. I'm not for everybody. Some people may love me, some people may hate me. It is what it is, but this is what you get. And like I said, by the grace of God, man, thank you guys for your support because it's been a hell of a ride. And you hear that old saying, if someone would have told you 6 years ago that you'd be sober, or 6 years ago that you'd be doing your own show, and that you'd be, in the same circle as some of these celebrities and stuff that, reaching out to and calling them up and going to events with them and flying here and there with them. Hell no. Well, as my mom always says, son, never say never, because now it's happening. And I am very, very blessed. And I don't take 1 minute, 1 day for it for granted. I don't, because it seems like this literally happened overnight, and I know as fast as things happen, they can end. So every time I go live, I love it when I see that the blue light turn red and it says live. It's just something inside just snaps, and I just absolutely love it. So thank you guys for being on here. Thank you for everything, Jacqueline. Jacqueline, thank you. Hope I was having an amazing day. We are. And as Kalisha said it, hope you are too. All right. What else? You're amazing at this, definitely at this. Have a voice for it. That's for sure. I appreciate that. And you know what? And it's funny too. One thing I did notice about this, I remember hearing my voice like on a recording in the past, and I was like, "Oh my God, I sound like I don't know what, man." I go, "Well, I hear people on the radio or just other people, whether it's their voice message, and then I'd hear mine, and it was like, so I would always delete my message and I'd go to the default, so it'd just be the automated, because I'm like, my voice, man, fuck, it sounds terrible." And evidently, whatever it is, I've been told many times that I've got a voice for radio and also a face as well. So I guess it's a win-win. But Jacqueline, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. And I got my brother Skylar Ray. All right, Skylar. Well, I don't know if you saw the opening of this. I went live, and as soon as I hit go live, I happened to look to the right, and it said intro for our song or our show. And as soon as I hit live, all of a sudden our intro popped up. So um, evidently it was still queued up from last night's show, but that's all right because I dug watching it again. But Scott, I was just telling everyone about our show last night and how it was just off the hook. People were on for an hour and a half watching us. Benjamin Lerner was on the whole time with amazing comments and support for his brother and for everyone else. And I can't remember if it was Jacqueline or somebody was talking about how he goes live and does his show doing laundry. And I remember seeing that, and sure enough, last night after we got done, I was in the living room. I just going through some of the answering some of the posts, and I clicked over, and all of a sudden I saw that he was live. So I immediately popped on because during that we were going back and forth, getting him to come on the show as well. So I was texting him back and forth. He was texting me about lining up stuff as well. So Benjamin will be coming on soon, and we'll definitely get the promo out there as soon as it's official. There's my brother King Handsome is in the house as well. Okay, I love it when you go live and able to. Danny, I tell you what, man, I just seeing everybody on here anytime. Um, yeah. I was telling people how, just reaching out, and because of my brother Skylar Ray, he got this all this madness unleashed. He was the first one. He was the first, basically, celebrity that I reached out to and said, "Listen, man, I'm Manny Vitale, host of My Fight or War. I'd love to have you on the show." And bam, he replied and was gracious as can be. Did the show, went over great, and I gave over our little quick version. And from there, I think we've done pretty good with as far as the music aspect of it. Having Kalichi on, King Handsome on, Matt Keegan on. We're having Benjamin Lerner on. So we're doing pretty good, brother. And I appreciate everything. We were talking about that actually earlier, me and Skylar, about how they're two different platforms. Obviously, My Fight or War is just that. It's the platform I started 2 years ago to help everyone battling addiction, mental health issues, or whatever it may be. And Music and Mayhem is something that I started because of Skylar. Actually, when he was a guest on My Fight or War, telling his incredible story. All I knew about Skylar up till then was about his music. I really didn't know a lot of the backstory because I would just listen to the music part of it. Well, then I started hearing about We Do Recover. I started hearing about the recovery tour and more of his music and him and Kayla. And it was like, son of a bitch. And then, when he came on the show and told his backstory, it was like, you know what? This is something, man. So that's when I reached out to Skylar and I said, I got a show for us, Music and Mayhem. And thank God he said yes. And now we tear it up every Wednesday. But the one thing we don't, Music and Mayhem, like I said, it's separate from My Fight because when we do have a guest come on, it's not going to be like when they come on my show at My Fight or War where they tell their story and their testimony. It's going to be a little bit of this and that, just a little. They're touching on it, but it's Music and Mayhem. It's not My Fight or War. So we we are on. We go in any direction, and usually it's the ones we don't know which way we're going, and that's the Mayhem. And the music is Skylar and Kayla, King Handsome, Kalichi, Matt Keegan, Benjamin Lerner, and everyone else. Calico's going to be jumping, throwing her hat in the ring, and whoever else. We've got other people as well who have been hitting me up. They're going to be coming on doing the show as well, thanks to King Handsome and a lot of his friends and the talent that he's with. So this is turned into something that, so to answer that question, if someone says, Manny, if someone would have said this to you years ago, did you think it'd be possible? No, no. I no. And people that know me and knew me back then, if you would have told them that first of all, Manny's going to be sober and not doing drugs, they would have laughed. If you would have said he's also going to have his own show and then co-host a show, they would have laughed, and I would have been laughing with them. But now we are all here laughing together. So I appreciate y'all and I love you. And this is we're going to have fun, man. We are definitely going to have fun. Okay. What time is it? It's almost 5. Well, I just wanted to jump on here real quick and just give a couple, shout outs to my brother Matt Keegan, Skylar Ray, and everyone else, Benjamin Lerner from Popping On, and everyone else who was part of that show. And again, for the people who saw, maybe maybe it was your first show that you saw with us, and we're wondering why we weren't responding. OG is usually in studio, and when I first started doing shows with My Fight or War, I'd be in the middle of a show with somebody and they're telling their story, and I'd see other shows and platforms and hosts. And before I started doing mine, I watch and I learn and I listen and I take advice and opinions and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, I make the call. Good, bad, or ugly. This is something that I am very proud of with My Fight or War and Music and Mayhem with Skylar. But with My Fight or War, that's my baby, man, and everyone is just family. But with that, I would see a lot of hosts from shows going back and forth and reading questions during the show. And when I first started doing that, it would throw me off because I was really into what the guest was telling me and talking about. And then people were chiming in with questions for myself or the guest. So I would stop, at different points to bring on the questions. And for some hosts, it goes great. For me, I like to be on a roll. I like that intensity. I like that flow. So I was working. I did a show with Hard Knocks with Dan and Donna, and I saw how Donna worked the board, and she would be answering everything, and then pulling questions and comments and forwarding them, and then we would go through and answer that. And I was like, you know what? That's more my style. And OG's doing that, but for whatever reason, yesterday, well, she wasn't in studio, so whatever the hookup was didn't work right. Because I know at one point I noticed Matt said, he goes, man, we got a lot of people on. And at the very beginning, I told him that OG was going to be doing all this stuff. So it didn't quite work out the best with her being at a different location. But as I always say, man, listen, we never ignore anybody. And seeing everyone's name makes my day. I swear to God, when I see that, it's something. But OG's in charge of all that stuff. So I apologize. I did go through last night along with Skylar, and we were answering questions and comments and all that stuff. So really do appreciate it. Excuse me. But I just really wanted to, give a shout out to a few people and give a couple updates on what we're doing. And Skylar Ray, man, for that intro you did. And I know it's nothing for you. He's like, oh, and then he was describing it to me. He's like, yeah, Manny, well, I just had to put this through this one synthesizer, Chad J12, 42, and then through the M24-7 computer, which then changed your bass in your voice to do this. And I was just like, yeah, yeah, that's what I thought you did. It sounded great. I had no idea what he was talking about, but hey, he was humoring me by bringing me in the loop. But he did a great job. Boston, how you doing? The weather, how's the weather over there? It's all right. We got some snow, but it's already melted. But they said we're supposed to get another one Saturday, but I'm going to be in New York, so that's all right. Jack Lane, glad I made it to your live. Went to the older lives today and watched several of your earlier ones and ones where you were on with other podcasts. Enjoyed. Definitely appreciate that, and please spread the word, man, because doing our best to number one, be as authentic as can be, and share everything I can as far as me and my story is what started the big guy behind me, my wolf. is something that is, in fact, all this crazy stuff, everything, God's will, not mine. God's time, not mine. About 20 some years ago, I love wolves, and I've got a big ass wolf head tattooed on my back. Little did I know that fast forward 20 plus years, and it'd be the logo that I designed for our family. So life is good, man. And when you've got this amazing family, um, some days I'm just like you. We're all human, dealing with, anything and everything that other people are. And we just happen to throw addiction and sometimes with mental health issues, life's rough. And I just enjoy being able to pop on here, see you guys. And it's just like talking with family. And I remember the first time me and Ian Bick were talking when I was in New York, and he goes, you go live all the time. And this is Ian Bick, man. I mean, and here he is telling me how he thought it was crazy how I just go live because he goes, "What are you going to talk about?" I'm like, "I fucking have no idea." You'll see me when I queue up to go live. I'll look over at OG, and first thing I'll say is, "What is today?" You know, Manny, it's Wednesday, the 11th. Oh, okay. And I'm still waiting for it to go live. And what are we going to talk about? And she just looks at every time she just looks at him and she just goes, she's like, hey, and for whatever reason, that's working. And I got some great compliments from a lot of you. And again, with last night's show, just lit up with a lot of people just commenting on how it was just very energetic, intense, and that's one thing I want to do every time I go on. Um, I just want to bring some life into it, no matter what it is. It doesn't have to be a reason, and you're never going to see me ever sitting there reading off a script. I might have like some PowerPoints and stuff that I got to try to remember to talk about, but I'll never use a script or anything like that. And but this is just something that I finally found a passion, and so like it or not, you guys are stuck with me, and we're gonna have a great time together. What's Kalisha got going here? Skylar Ray, Benjamin Lerner, Matt Keegan. Sounds like a Pine Case episode. There you go. There you go. We're actually we were talking about this, and actually I just talked to me and Matt were texting a little bit ago. Me and Skylar and King Handsome are all going to be in Connecticut in August together. So we're all going to be in my studio doing videos for My Fighter War. So Skylar, King Handsome, we're all going to be there doing our thing. And also, there's a studio there that Skylar possibly is going to be doing a video. There's so much going on in such a short period of time because we're also doing an event for Coach Tony, for Coach and the Brian Cody Brothers and Sisters Foundation. That's the reason we're all going to be there together. But and I just reached out to Matt and I go, just so you know, we're all going to be there in August. And like I said, when they all determine if they can do it or not with their busy schedules. But if it does happen, all of us are going to be together. So it's going to be great. It's going to be a lot of fun. Kalisha, definitely work on that passport. Oh shit, I got to get one. But it's going to be a lot of fun. So you guys, I tell you, I love you, man. We're having a great time doing this. And not only that, I mean, it's definitely a lot of fun, but the bottom line when it comes to My Fighter War is something extremely serious, and it's taken that way. But at the same time, I've had people, there's haters everywhere, and I've had people run their mouths saying, "Oh man, you don't, you don't take it serious enough because there's times you don't even talk about addiction." And say, well, okay, say what you want, man. It's free world. I don't care. Love me, hate me, say what you want. And it was one of those things. He was, more or less saying that it's a recovery platform. That's all I should talk about. Okay, well, last I checked, you could open up one of your own, be a host, and have at it. Because for me, I talk about everything and anything, and I'm going to continue to do exactly what I'm doing. Because right now, um, what's the use of being sober if you can't enjoy the life you have now? For a long time, man, I was living a bullshit life of addiction and all that and not enjoying it. And now that I am sober and in recovery, man, I tell you what, I'm living life to the fullest. And I'm as silly as shit. And I'm the same asshole as I was, before and off camera. It's the same guy. And am I going to talk recovery 24/7? That's not me. I never said it was. I am going to enjoy life and I am going to keep pounding recovery every time I get a chance, when I'm asked, but I'm not going to just shove it down people's throats because I know how I felt when people tried to shove it down my throat. So, you know what? I'm never going to tell anyone how to run their show. So you can tell me how to run mine. I appreciate it. And I will take all the different comments and suggestions. Believe me, I ask for them all the time. And then I go through them and see which best works for us. So I do appreciate them all. Oh, what's Kalisha got? With host Manny Vitale, Kalisha Campbell. Hey, I see it. If you can dream it, you can do it. And I think you just nailed it. So let's make it happen. Hey, you know me, man. If you want to go live, you want to do something, you want to do a show, all you got to do is hit me up, man. Especially being off work for a little bit here until my shoulder's all taken care of. So I go live all the time. Shows, shit, spur of the moment. Let's do it. But all right, guys. Well, I'm going to be popping on again later on, probably around, I'm guessing 7 or so. I know Skylar's busy as hell. He's got a bunch of, I think I can't, Skylar, did you already do your interview, or I know you got one coming up? My man Skylar is all over the place and he's still, just grinding away. One of mine and Skylar's favorite words are, how hard do you work when no one's looking? It's easy to make it look good and bust your ass when everyone's looking and you're trying to get that, attaboy and, the fame and fortune and all that. But the kicker is, so how hard do you work when no one's looking? And that's one reason that we do what we do, is because we're both the same mindset. Check out Skylar Ray. He's going live in 20 minutes. And I believe, I don't get it wrong, Justin Jackson. I hope I got that right. I can't remember the show. Skylar, put down the show that you're going to be on so we can let everyone know where to watch you. But my brother Skylar's going to be on. Be looking for you around 7ish, finishing up. Wait a minute. Finishing up my seafood gumbo. Are you serious? Let's see. Did I tell you I love to eat a lot? And man, I thought as soon as I saw that, I was like, okay, what time you want me over? Oh shit, that sounds good. Well, okay, now I got to go find something to eat. Lori, how you doing, Lori? Lori, I got to give you a call, man. I'm sorry. I was just telling Lori, everyone, about your incredible event that's be going on in Athens, Alabama in June, where we get to finally get to see you. I am so looking forward to it. Lori has been tearing it up for a long time, man. Jacqueline, don't be laughing, man. Don't tell you. Didn't tell you, man. Justin Jackson and Skylar Ray. It is Justin. In fact, me and Justin have been going back and forth for a while, and with our schedules, because he was supposed to come on my show, I was supposed to go on his show, and it was this same time, because every 6 weeks we go to New York to our studio there, and Justin was going to Vegas for something. So yeah, these are problems I freaking absolutely love to have, because it means we're doing something right. Yes, it is going to be amazing, Lori, and we're trying to get as many people involved as we can. And you, for Lori and what she's doing down in Athens, Alabama, she doesn't have to sit there and go out and go after people and all that. They want to come after Lori, and right now there's an intruder that came in here.
Hello.
Your stuff's not on. The mic's not on. Your
That's okay.
camera's not on.
I
But
can sit here. Well, no.
no, you can't sit here.
Make you
Look at OG's trying to take over, man. Well, I was just telling him how you totally screwed up yesterday and you didn't want to answer anyone's questions. You didn't want to answer anyone's their comments or anything like that. OG said, not up in here. Not up in here, man. I'm not answering anyone tonight. And that is definitely not what she said at all. Lori just said hello, OG.
Hi, Lori.
Her camera and her mic isn't on because I didn't actually think I was going to be on this long. Do I know me?
I'll go start some macaroni and cheese.
Okay. Well, I'm going to cut this now, and Jacqueline's having some seafood gumbo. Just saying. But yeah, we'll be popping on. Man, all I'm seeing now is hi OG, hi OG. Susie's here. Susie actually is sitting in OG seat, so Susie's here. But Daddy, Kalisha, Lori, Kalisha, Jacqueline, and seafood gumbo. Damn, that just sounds so good. My brother Skylar Calico. Danny, I think I. Oh, what do we got going on here? Caddy Jane, I am working on getting my products into rehab center because that's one thing people realize. If you like to help. I tell you what, man, I will check out your page and your site, and we'll go from there. But thank you for popping on, man. Definitely appreciate it. All right, guys, I'll see you in a little bit. Got to start packing, get ready for New York, but we'll be popping on later. So love you guys. Keep fighting a good fight.